This may be a
Okay.
very basic question, but how does one offer up joys and sufferings? Is there a difference when offering something up to God as compared to offering something up for a particular intention, such as for the souls in purgatory? Are there prayers to say when offering up a joy or suffering? Great question.
And very basic. So the next question. Oh, all right. I'll ask this then. Well, no, because this may be a basic
Oh,
question.
oh, 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 I see. Yeah,
So
so
I mean, I could get away with just saying, yes, it is a basic question.
it's not a
Next.
basic question. I think this is a very important and actually a little bit complex question, one that I've partially had myself.
You think basic questions aren't important? Of
Well,
course
okay,
it's
I
important.
misspoke then. A little bit more complex and a little not necessarily axiomatic.
All right. I'll go with that. Okay. Well, basically, um, there are certain particular prayers you can say. The morning offering, of course, you offer all your joys and so forth. You know it.
Well, I've been promoting it because that's literally the most important prayer of the day because it turns your whole day into a prayer, quite literally.
So say it.
Well, I have it here, and this is what I recommend you do. I've memorized it, but I have it taped to the bottom of my monitor, so because every day when I wake up and I go to my computer, there it is as a reminder. O Jesus, through the Immaculate Heart of Mary, I offer you my prayers, works, joys, and sufferings of this day, for all the intentions of your Sacred Heart, in union with the holy sacrifice of the Mass throughout the world, in reparation for my sins, for intentions of all my relatives and friends, and in particular for intentions of the Holy Father. Um, yeah.
Now
So,
that's pretty all inclusive. But you can also offer things on the spur of the moment. Like you get a cut in your finger and it hurts.
but see
I offer this up.
what? Well, see that's a suffering. See, and now that I have unlocked that for me mentally on how to approach that in terms of suffering because you say I offer, it's I unite the suffering to your cross. I accept the cross. I abandon myself to God's holy will. And so that's sort of a holy thought that you're not resistant to what's being done, because what's being done is God's holy will. So it's very important that you accept it. But it's a little trickier when it comes to offering up joy. I don't know how to
Yeah.
work that out yet. Could you explain
Well,
that?
I can. It's actually the same way. When you suddenly feel yourself just really, let's say you're walking along, all right? You've gone for a walk, and the weather is particularly good, and the wind hits you like a caress, and the lighting is beautiful, and the perhaps the buildings that you're walking among or the trees or both are really, really lovely. You just get an overwhelming feeling of happiness. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I get this on walks when I see the birds and I see houses.
Exactly. That's precisely what I'm saying. Uh, that's a good moment to stop and say, I offer up this joy to you.
Okay, that's interesting because so then it's like a Thanksgiving
Yeah,
that you give because that's what
but
I do as you thank God for moments.
and it's also it's a Thanksgiving and also an offering of the thing itself. The same by the same way you would offer your pains.
Hmm.
And yes, it is gratitude certainly, but also it's how do I put it? Just as somehow your sufferings have a point in the economy of grace, so too do your joys. Your pains can bring relief to someone. Very likely, so can your joy. Now, who that person is and how he applies it, who knows? I don't. But
Hmm.
it may be that a little bit of the joy you feel at a given moment comes to someone else halfway across the globe who, for whatever reason, is terribly depressed, and poof, he doesn't feel so bad. all because you were so happy and offered up the bit of joy you had just then. But this is all
But
speculation.
that's like not counterbalanced though. That's like I'm happy, therefore that earns merit for this other person to be happy.
Could be. I don't know.
Oh, you don't know? You're just spitballing?
Yeah.
What good is that theology degree that you're trying to get?
It means that I've got a degree in theology and I can wrestle with difficult concepts that other people look at and say, what does it mean?
But you're supposed to get a higher degree of certainty, or
Wait until the next 3 years are over, then we'll find out.
college has taken its sweet time.
Yeah, well, it's okay by me.
There's also actually another sort of tangent from this. A priest once gave me spiritual advice I didn't quite understand, which was to offer up the Eucharist. And I didn't know what that meant for me to do or think.
As soon as you receive, when you go back to your place and you make your Thanksgiving and so on, literally, I offer up my Eucharist, I offer up my communion for, and then have your intentions, and then toss out those intentions, whatever they are.
I see.
Your brother and I used to joke about stealing people's intentions.
What?
Yeah, you're in line, right? And then you see that horrible old Mrs. McGillicuddy. I know. I'll offer her communion for my friend Vinny. That's right. And Mrs. McGillicuddy's, I don't know what it is. None of my communion intentions ever come to pass.
That's horrible. Wow.
The intention thief.
Wow. I actually kind of like that.
Yeah, well, you see, it was your brother who came up with it with me. So it appeals to the Franchini sense of the cruel.
Well, it appeals to our sense of the common good, you see.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I like that. All right, I got to remember that.
And of course, after a while, you see really annoyed and disappointed people at that church. Oh, and there's Mr. Sullivan. I guess I'll offer his intention for...
Wow.
And then the priest keeps getting bombarded by his parishioners wanting to know why none of their communion intentions ever come to pass. And he doesn't know. He doesn't know he's got an intention thief in his flock. Meanwhile, everyone's like, oh, look at that Bob Johnson. Everything's going his way. Everything's just fine. It's amazing. I don't know how he does it. And Bob's,
wow.
He's a daily communicant. He's very pious.
Wow.
That boy gonna milk every last intention out. Sometimes he goes to Mass 3 times on Sunday.